The last letter, written by Mary Queen of Scots just hours before she was beheaded, is to go on display in Perth. It gives an insight into how she felt on her final night before she was executed for treason.
It was written following nearly 19 years of imprisonment at the hands of her royal cousin, Queen Elizabeth. Our Scotland correspondent Lorna Gordon has been to take a look.
A precious relic from a turbulent time, rarely opened to public view. These the last words written by a doomed queen whose life had been punctuated by political intrigue, betrayal, romance and murder.
So what we're looking at here is Mary Queen of Scots' last known letter. It says, "This Wednesday, 2 hours after midnight, your affectionate sister, Mary."
The letter is an insight into her final night before being executed as a traitor. In French, Mary Queen of Scots writes of her concern for her servants, of her innocence and her religious conviction.
Well, it's a tremendously evocative document. It's in her own hand. It has her signature. She touched it. She folded it up to be sent off to France.
In the hours before her death.
In the hours right before her death. So, you know, it's undeniably a really special document.
Mary was a Catholic monarch at the time of the Reformation. She was imprisoned for close to half her life and then beheaded for treason on her cousin Queen Elizabeth's orders. The challenge for archivists, preserving her final testament for future generations.
It's such an important and precious document that we're really careful about who will see it, because we want to reduce the amount of light that will fall onto the object. Now, light is particularly important because it can cause damage, and light damage, especially UV or high intensity visible light, and will cause cumulative damage, which is completely irreversible.
Mary Queen of Scots is one of the most significant figures in Scottish history. She was briefly the Queen of two countries, Scotland and France, with the prospect of England as a third. It was her claim to the English throne that led to her downfall. In the end, though, when Elizabeth I died without an heir, it was Mary's son James, who was born here at Edinburgh Castle, who ascended the English throne, uniting the two kingdoms under a single crown.
It's further north in Perth, where the letter is set to go on display.
Do you think there'll be a lot of interest?
Absolutely, yes. I think that we'll have people coming from all over. It's an object that people come to see because Mary's story is so compelling through the centuries. Even today, almost 500 years later, we're still so intrigued by her life, her death, how she would have felt in those last moments.
Mary was a martyr to some, conspirator to others. Centuries on, the actions of this Queen of Scots and her motivations still disputed and compelling. Lorna Gordon, BBC News.
That is an extraordinary document, isn't it?
What
Quite
insight,
incredible.
yeah.